of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty, we'll move to the appeal of decisions pursuant to the provisions of 2.68.030 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws. Please take note that notice that decisions of the Metropolitan Board of Parks and Recreation may be appealed to the Chancery Court of Davidson County for review under a common law writ of certiorari. Any appeal must be filed within 60 days after entry of a final decision by the board. Any person or other entity considering an appeal should consult with an attorney to ensure that time and procedural requirements are met. We'll move to the consideration of minutes. Have you all had an opportunity to read the minutes of the December meeting? I will accept a motion for approval.
Motion to approve.
All right, is there a second? Thank you so much. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. We'll move now to Metro Council referrals. Are there any referrals from council members present? Director Odom.
There are none today, Madam Chair.
All righty. We'll move now to our public comment period. We don't have anyone signed up, but the public comment period is limited to 20 minutes total. Persons wishing to provide comments on matters that are germane to items on the agenda must sign up prior to the beginning of the meeting on the sign-up sheet provided. We have several items under old business that we'll move to. 11-25-08, Legacy South LLC requests approval for a dedicated stormwater sewer easement and requests to construct associated stormwater infrastructure across a portion of Reservoir Park. The proposed work includes installation of new storm lines and the rerouting of an existing storm line. This is Council District 17. There was an acquisition committee meeting this morning. Commissioner Henley, is there a report and recommendation from the committee?
Yes, the committee recommends deferral of that item.
All righty. Do I need to vote on the deferral? Please, thank you. All righty, we have a request to defer from the acquisition committee. I'll accept a motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? All righty, the motion to defer passes. Move to 12-25-04. Staff requests approval of a dedicated conservation greenway easement on property at 0 Whites Creek Pike, Whites Creek, Tennessee 37189, map and parcel 03-000006800 along Earthman Fork Creek. This greenway easement will conserve 2.04 acres of open space and provide for future expansion of the Whites Creek Greenway network. The easement dedication was a condition of the Planning Commission's approval of the final plat for 0 Whites Creek Pike, 2025S-154-001. This is Council District 1. There was an acquisition committee meeting this morning. Commissioner Henley, is there a report from the committee?
Yes, the acquisition committee recommends approval of the staff's request.
All righty, I'll accept a motion.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. 12-25-05, staff requests approval of a dedicated conservation greenway easement on property at 0 Kemp Drive, Hermitage, Tennessee 37076, map and parcel number 087-000-20300, along Dry Creek Fork. This greenway easement will conserve 2.39 acres of open space and provide for future expansion of the Stones River Stoners Creek Dry Fork Creek Greenway Network. The easement dedication was a condition of the Planning Commission's approval of the final plat for overlook at Aaron's Crest, Phase 3, 2025S-096-001. And this is Council District 12. There was an acquisition committee meeting this morning. Commissioner Henley, is there a report from the committee?
Yes, Chair. The committee recommends approval of the staff's request.
Okay, I'll accept the motion.
So moved.
Is there a second? Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? The motion passes. 12-25-06, staff requests approval of a dedicated conservation greenway easement on property at 0 McCrory Lane, Nashville, Tennessee, 37221, map and parcel 126-0001550, along the Harpeth River. This greenway easement will conserve 2.40 acres of open space and provide for future expansion of the Harpeth River Greenway. The easement dedication was a condition of the Planning Commission's approval of the final plat for Harpeth Overlook, 2024S-083-004. Design documents are available for review at the Parks Administration offices at 511 Oman Street, Council District 35. There was an acquisition committee meeting this morning. Commissioner Henley, is there a
Yes.
report?
Acquisitions Committee, we recommend approval of the staff's request.
Thank you so much. I'll accept a motion.
So moved.
And second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? The motion passes. 12-25-07, staff requests approval of a dedicated conservation easement on property at 2518 West Hyman Street, Nashville, Tennessee, 37208, map and parcel 081-000000300. This greenway easement will conserve 0.61 acres of open space and provide for future expansion of the city central greenway network. The easement dedication was a condition of the Planning Commission's approval of the final plat for 2404-2518 West Hyman, AKA The Lanes, 2022 DP 062-002. Council District 21. There was an acquisition committee meeting this morning. Commissioner Henley, a report from the committee.
Yes, Chair. The committee recommends approval of staff's request.
Okay, now I'll accept a motion. Is there a second? Thank you. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? All righty, the motion passes. 12-25-08, staff requests approval of a pedestrian underpass crossing agreement with CSX to extend the Harpeth River Greenway from its current terminus at 1080 Morton Hill Mill Road, Nashville, Tennessee, 37221, map and parcel 141120E04500CO. This license provides for the expansion of the Harpeth River Greenway to Harpeth River Park and undeveloped park land. The connection from the Morton Mill terminus to the existing pedestrian bridge at Harpeth River Park was a condition of council's approval of the preliminary SP for Bend at Bellevue, AKA Ariza, 2021 SP-061-001, Council District 35. There was an acquisition committee meeting this morning. Commissioner Henley, report from the committee.
Yes, the Acquisition Committee recommends staff approval.
Thank you so much. I'll accept a motion.
So moved.
Is there a second? All righty. All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you so much. The motion passes. We'll move now to our consent agenda. Director Odom, are there any comments? Any questions? I'm
No,
sorry.
no comments this
Thank you so much. Any questions from the board? I'll accept a motion to accept the consent agenda in its entirety.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor? Any opposed? The motion passes. We'll move now to new business. 01-26-02, the Friends of Two Rivers requests the acceptance of a Summit commercial ice maker valued at $1,500 to be installed at Stone Hall, model number BIM 44G and serial number 22011400068. This donation will help facilitate efforts to activate Stone Hall for event rentals. The Friends of Two Rivers will be responsible for installation and maintenance of the ice maker. This is Council District 15. Director Odom, is there a recommendation?
Staff recommends approval.
I'll accept a motion.
So moved.
All righty, is there any discussion? All righty, seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? The motion passes. 01-26-03, the Hillsborough West End Neighborhood Association, HWIN, requests acceptance of a cash grant of up to approximately $5,500 to fund the annual maintenance and repair costs of the mosaic sea serpent sculpture, commonly referred to as the Dragon, at Fannie Mae Dees Park in 2026. The work will be completed by Art Up under an existing maintenance agreement. This grant requires no financial obligation from Metro Parks. Council District 18. Director Odom, is there a recommendation?
Staff recommends approval.
I'll accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? The motion passes. 01-26-04, the Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation, NCVC, requests approval to install a double-sided lighted sign valued at $12,500 in Walk of Fame Park. The sign, intended to enhance the visitor experience, will include a QR code linking visitors to digital content, highlighting inductees' connections to Nashville. The NCVC will provide the sign, coordinate installation with Metro Parks, and cover all future maintenance of the sign through the Nashville Downtown Partnership, Council District 14, and we will defer this to the Signage Committee. We'll move now to special presentations. You have 7 minutes for your presentation, and we'll start with Consolidated Maintenance to present the annual update to the board with Phil Luckett.
Quick, but anyways, I wanted to mention 3 of my staff members that are here on direct reports. Mark Watkins, who is over grounds, Jackie McKinley, who's over our mechanical section, and William Manuel, who's over structures and custodial. So appreciate them being here. So we'll get started on our update, kind of go over this kind of our table of contents of what we're going to go over. Maybe unusual, but we're going to talk about two software systems that we onboarded first, which were fairly lengthy in onboarding. Cal is our first one. We started this back in September of 2024, talking about this. This Cal is basically our new work order system. Our old work order system was basically very manual. Take it, type it into a access program, and it printed off paper. As many work orders as we get, those papers tend to accumulate, and sometimes things get lost in the shuffle just by sheer volume. Well, this is really helpful because all that's gone. It's no more manual. Connects to Hub Nashville. We also self-generate. Grounds, like for example, self-generates their work order to do their parks, to mow their parks every week. So make sure those things get done. It also can be generated inside the Parks Department. Some people have the capability to generate those. We prefer people to go through Hub Nashville because it will give them information back in an email when things get done. So it has been very helpful to us. Since we instituted the program on the 16th of June up till the 28th of December, when I pulled the information, the maintenance division had completed 7,213 work orders, which is pretty cool. The second one is, this is one that came down from downtown, the Capital Project Management System. If you've not heard of CPMS, we have heard a lot about it for 2 years. Parks Department was the 3rd department to go live. Went live in September, and all capital expenditures through the capital spending plan must now be entered in this system and go through it. It'll eventually have a map component that just an individual can pull up, can go to a website, pull it up, and be able to see what's going on in their community, what money's being spent, and the dollar amounts. And it also helps downtown to better track what we're spending in our capital dollars. So we've all been getting adjusted to this program. We've got about 12 projects in there right now. We'll have more volume in the system than, say, your planning department will, but we don't do the massive one-time expenditure projects that they do. First up is our paving projects. Mark is one of the ones that he does all our paving projects for us. This is a list of all the paving projects we did in 2025. That's the amount of money we spent in 2025, and that's the square footage that we repaved in 2025. So quite a bit of money, and a lot of responsibility on Mark's shoulders. This is just some pictures of different ones. We're talking about parking lots, we're talking about greenways, we're talking about walking paths, any of our areas that get redone, they all get remarked. This down here is, I believe it's Whitfield Park, and just more of the same. Something I want to touch about with our paving stuff. This was 2.5 years ago. And what this is we had contracted with an engineering firm to review and assess all of our paving in the Metro Park system. We didn't have a good understanding of, we knew some areas that were bad. We didn't have a good understanding of where we sat. So the PCI index over here is a pavement condition index. Very simple, right? So the total for the department, once their assessment was done, we scored a 64 in the fair. The failed and the poor together was 27%. So 27%, over a quarter of our paving in the Parks Department at that time was either poor or failed. What I would like to have is an average of fair or better, right? And we don't want any poors or failed. So we go to today, that was just updated about 3 or 4 weeks ago. We now have our PCI index is a 77, which is in the good range. And now we're dropped to an 11% in poor and failed. Most of the failed that's left is right here in this Fort Negley area. Okay, Fort Negley is getting ready to have a major project and a deep paving project done to it. That will take out much of this. I've got a little bit left in Centennial Park, but that also has a major project going on, so I didn't want to do anything there until that project is done, and then we'll go back and catch that up. We do have 2 big areas of poor paving left. That is Shelby Golf Course, and that is Two Rivers Golf Course, which we're going to address it in this coming year. Sports park courts and lighting, some things that have been done. This right here, this is an example picture. This is ES Rose pool. New lighting went around the pool, and also a new ornamental steel fence. It's much improved over the chain link fence that was there. This is Cane Ridge tennis courts at Cane Ridge Park. You may wonder why, well, okay, what's the blue and purple? How do we choose those colors? Well, Antioch and Cane Ridge high schools both play here. Antioch's one of their colors is light blue. Cane Ridge is purple, right? So we're trying to connect that. Nobody has complained who plays up there regular besides the kids, so that worked out pretty well. I wish I had a before picture of Elizabeth Park basketball. To say horrendous is being too kind. This was really bad. Now we have totally repaved this, new backboards, new fencing, and it's a much needed improvement for that community. Again, some more here. This is Richland, which got recoded, and more pictures of those same two jobs. What's that? Yeah. Well, we're trying that. We're almost done. Maybe finish up at basketball courts this year is our hope. Stones River Greenway Boardwalk. It was shut down, you may remember, for probably about 18 months. We had some serious issues there. Right here on the right, you can see this is one of the better pictures of this undercutting right here. Some of this stuff was totally gone. When these were originally built, they did not take these footers and take them all the way down to the bedrock, all right? So what was put in place, as you can see, is pretty massive. About $700,000 we spent doing this. The greenway is up here along the top, and all of these footers you see here are all down to bedrock, and all these were replaced, had to be done from the river. And when we need to replace this boardwalk in the next 5 years, all of these were engineered that they can be reused. So that we didn't want to spend money after bad. Yeah, I'm going to be way over it. ES Rose Park Pool House. This is a project that's been that Jackie and William have been working on. They've been over the project with the different vendors that have been doing this project. So the women's showers all been redone with all the partitions. The men's showers have been redone. The restrooms have been redone, not only for new partitions, but new fixtures. They've also, couldn't really air condition the space because it stays open all the time in the summertime. So we put up some big fans, which should help with that comfort level in that bathroom. We also, as I saw before, the lighting and the fencing and the water heater that was there did not work. So brand new water heater went in to that project. And we're going to go ahead and reline. We have enough money left over in the project. We're going to go ahead and reline this pool. So we should be in great shape by the time we open in summer. Two Rivers restrooms. These came in on, these were two halves that came in on a semi truck. All the pre-work was done on the land use. These replaced dilapidated old 1970s restrooms that have basically fallen in. And so now these are heated and cooled, open year round. They're open daylight hours. They have automatic locks. And so everybody has loved them out there. So this is what we'd like to do more and more of. Not cheap, but should be a long time fix. All our roofing projects right here, even Warner Park Equestrian Barn got done this last year. This is one of our cooler projects. This is the tennis center down at the Sportsplex. The original roof was a metal roof with screws in it. They kept popping out. We had leaks. Now we have an EPDM roof over this tire structure. That should not be an issue. And we also have new gutters also. So it was a nice project. This was this is solely his project. HVAC projects, just a couple here. Jackie does, and then they do so many. South Englewood Center, all of the units were replaced. East Center, all the units were replaced here. Even though we think of these as some of our newer buildings, they're now 15 plus old, almost 20 years old, and this is what happens. You have a mechanical replacement. Cane Ridge remodel. This was, Jackie got in here a little bit, but this was mostly Williams' project. This project, we added 2 ADA restrooms, one upstairs, one down. The community was very involved, we'll just say that, in this project, which was great. We loved it. This part still looks different from this part because historical, this is an add-on. We were going to match it up, but they said, no, you can't do that. So that's why it looks a little different. We also added new flooring in the main part of the building, and we also added, there's a new ADA ramp and for that project. I think that's it. Yep. So that's my update. I don't like to know bad news, but I've got a little bad news, and just want to go ahead and tell you all that now. But a gentleman who has worked for the Parks Department for 23 years, 25, my apologies, 25 years, and has been a huge help to me the last 3 years. I've been assistant director over consolidated maintenance, is leaving us on Friday. He is retiring, so we're happy for him. We're really sad for the rest of us. So that's William Manuel right here. So apologies for that, but if you got any questions for me, I'd be glad to try to answer them.
Are there any questions from the board?
Questions, Chairman, comment? Well, first, obviously, want to recognize William. I mean, the 25 years of service to our Parks Department and our community is that round of applause is not enough, but thank you for accepting it and really appreciate all you've done. And then just to, commend Phil, the team. I mean, seeing that amount of work being done, I've said before here, our community looks for us to do exactly what you just presented for our parks and our facilities. So it's really good to see things like that are happening. It's also good to hear community members are very involved because they really care about those spaces, restrooms, walkways, lighting. I mean, they're really important to the users of our park and to the parents and the loved ones who know that that's where people go and spend their time. So I just wanted to compliment all the work that's been done and then really say I do appreciate the level of, I'll say, sophistication, but the integration of technology into assessing what we have. We have an immense park system. It's fantastic to see it now being modernized, not only in the field, but also in the way we're managing it. So just wanted to compliment that as well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Especially the integration of all of the technology. It helps us to be more efficient and get things done.
It does.
So we appreciate you. And congratulations to you, 25 years. Congratulations on all your future endeavors. Any other questions, comments? All righty, thank you for your time. We'll move now to capital projects update with Joe Stovall.
All right. Happy New Year to y'all. Cedar Hill Miracle League Field, we found out late December that we did not get that grant. Director Odom and I will work on some strategies to help move that forward. Centennial Phase 3, the Pavilion and Croquet Cafe are moving along very well. Pathways and roadways are about 80% complete. Excuse me. Fort Negley Phase 1, we had successful negotiations. They're in the midst of procurement, executing the contract, and site work should start February 2nd. Mariposa Park, site work is progressing well. Mill Ridge Phase 2, contract negotiations are in final stage, and Old Hickory had a little bit of a setback. We had to move the grand opening event, and we're working on finalizing the date for that. One final thing, the excuse me, the IDIQ AE firm contracts were awarded on December the 11th, and those should be able to be used here in the next 30 to 60 days. So that, any questions?
Do you have any other plans for other grants in the coming year?
No, ma'am.
Applying for? Okay,
Not at this time.
okay. Any other questions or comments from the board? Okay, thank you, Joe. Yes. Oh, thank you. We'll move now to Greenways and Open Space update with Cindy Harrison.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, so I'll start with 7 Mile Creek Greenway. This is a participatory budget project, and we are moving from preliminary design into detailed design. This will extend the greenway that begins at Whitfield Park, goes down across Ellington Ag, and right now it just kind of ends at a small cul-de-sac. This will take that greenway up to Edmondson Pike and the entrance to the Players Club development. The 440 Greenway Park Plaza outside our door, we've sent the bid package to purchasing, so we'll see that start construction later this summer. The 440 Greenway, Sevier Park to Browns Creek Park, we're still finalizing the lighting. That will also go out to bid probably in early spring. The Whites Creek Greenway at Hartman Park, we're on final design and permitting with Piedmont Gas Company. That's a 1 mile extension from Hartman Park and Community Center down to Buena Vista Boulevard. The Richland Creek Greenway at Bellmead Plaza, this was a public-private partnership. That project, the overall project, has started, is under construction. It's a 3-year build-out. The greenway will be open when that construction project is finished, and that will extend from the White Ridge Road trailhead at Publix down through this development and tying into Harding, or Highway 70. The Harpeth River Greenway at Ariza Bellevue, we have approved the final site plan after many months of working with that developer, and the greenway portion of that project will be one of the very first things that gets constructed, along with a new vehicular bridge that will give us access to the adjacent parkland on the other side of that development. We're also acquiring 25 acres of open space, as well as the currently owned by TDOT, leased by Metro, Harpeth Soccer Park. That will come to us, ownership. And also an easement to allow this greenway from Morton Mill to be continued on to Ariza Bellevue, a license agreement with CSX to go under their railroad with a bridge. The Cumberland River Greenway at River North, I haven't spoken about that one in a while. That is under construction and nearing completion. That involves about a 4-acre park and greenway segment. Let me see. And then, last but not least, the Opry Mills Connector Greenway that you've heard me talk about for a long time. We were notified at the end of December that the 2025 Transportation Alternative Program grant that we applied for, we were awarded $11.3 million for that project and some change. We'll be getting that project kicked off with the state right away.
Any comments or questions from the board?
Congratulations. I think that's a great note to end on with, that significant amount of funding coming to our Parks Department. I also did want to just highlight, because you mentioned a series of things there related to the Ariza development, but I think that's a extremely important and impactful addition to what we'll have available to our kind of parks network and our portfolio of parks. So I did want to highlight that. I know there's been several projects throughout your tenure, Cindy, that you don't realize them until 5 and 6 years, or even sometimes more later. So just want to, again, commend you for that effort and all the things you've done in the time here. Is it something that you would, the question, I guess, is related to the Bellmead development with that particular project, and you said it's a 3-year build out, so it gets done with that. But there is no Parks Department funding that's going into that, right? That's being covered completely by the...
That's correct.
Okay.
So 2 easements an easement on the development property and on the adjacent property. The design, construction, and perpetual maintenance with no cost to Metro. So,
Wonderful.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, great report all the way around, but those kinds of projects, both those in the urban core as well as the ones that would be considered a little more suburban with what we're talking about with Ariza, just great compliments to our partners' work. So Cindy, thank you for all that work that you've done there.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? All righty, congratulations
thank you.
to you. All righty, we're going to move now to upcoming special activities and events with Jackie Jones.
So, Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
So normally, you all have for January, February, and I'll say March, a very short list of events. This time, if you'll note, you have 2.5 pages of events. So I'm just going to go over a few of those that I think you guys might be interested in. On January 9th, we have the Candlelight Tribute to Coldplay at 8:45 p.m. at the Parthenon. For those of you who are not familiar with candlelight concerts, they feature the live musical sensory experience to awe-inspiring locations like the Parthenon. This is a ticketed event, and you can find more info on the candlelight concerts on the Conservancy website. On January 10th, we have Volunteer Day along the river from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at Bell's Bend Outdoor Center. You'll have to excuse me, my glasses are fogging up just a little bit. On the 17th, we have the Winter Sound Bath and Meditation from 5 p.m. to 6:15 p.m. at Warner Park Nature Center. On the 22nd of January, we have the Nature Stroll from 12 to 1 p.m. at the Fort Negley Visitor Center. On the 23rd of January, we have the Art Gallery opening from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. This is the opening reception for a group show that features artwork by Sue McCauley, Claire Hampton, Margaret Krakauer, and Daniel Levitt. And the art will be on display until March 5th. Then on the 25th of January, we have the Tennessee State Meister Singers and Kashona. This is one of the performances in the Echo Chamber series at the Parthenon. That event is scheduled from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. The Tennessee State Ensemble they perform a wide variety of music from Renaissance to current popular music as well. Along with them will be the celebrated Nashville singer and songwriter Kashana. She will open the evening with the powerful Americana roots music. She describes herself as a music therapist gone rogue, and she will share her story while inviting listeners and concert goers to join her in exploration of self, healing, and growth. I want to go back to one that I forgot to mention, and this is my final one. On January 10th, you're invited to have winter snacks with Mocha the Squirrel from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the Warner Park Nature Center. Our director did not want me to leave this out, so I wanted to make sure that I told you about it. Mocha is an actual squirrel, and she is the ambassador for Harmony Wildlife. And what they do is they go around to various locations and they show or teach people how wildlife survives during the winter, especially in critically cold days. And it's really a fascinating thing to have. So I'm sure Mocha would love for you all to come. So be there or be square. So that is my report. Any questions?
All righty, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Moving to the report of the director, Director Odom.
Thank you so much. I'll echo Happy New Year to you all. And thank you, Jackie, for putting me on blast about Mocha the Squirrel. To explain, I have had issues with squirrels at my house. And so, I'm just trying to get back into, the love situation with the squirrels. But anyway, thank you. Tomorrow will be our FY27 budget kickoff. with all metro departments. We will get budget instructions for submissions for the FY27 fiscal year. It's a little bit earlier this year than it has been in years past, and we're looking forward to see what the landscape is projected for us. Our team, after we receive those instructions, our team will be hard at work getting our comprehensive submission for operating budget 4%, capital, and then revenue projections submitted by, it's usually probably by the end of the month or so. We usually have 2 or 3 weeks to get that done. So we will be hard at work doing that over the next few weeks. Opry Entertainment Group has taken over management of Ascend Amphitheater effective January 1. And they are preparing the facility for the April concert season. And they're also addressing greenway improvements at that site, which was a part of the new contract. You will notice at your places you have a set of books. George Anderson, who served on the Parks Board for about 15 years, including several terms as chair, commissioned a book documenting the history of our park system, continuing where the Parks of Nashville by Leland Johnston left off. That book, The Parks of Nashville, 1984 to 2024, is, of course, now complete. Copies, along with a reprint of the original volume, have been provided for you all board members. Again, those are from George. He could not be here today, but asked me to share these books with you all, and also asked me to share that there will be an introduction event of the new book on January 21st at Parnassus Books. I don't have the time just yet, but I will share that with you when I do have it. And finally, to echo Phil Luckett and several of you board members, I want to acknowledge William Manuel. This will be his final board meeting. And I don't think I can say any more than anybody else said, but want to acknowledge his service and dedication to the Parks Department and to the city. It is above and beyond, and he is not only a stellar Parks Department teammate, but a stellar human being. And so, William, we will miss you and certainly wish you well in your endeavors. And in that vein, I also want to acknowledge Cindy Harrison, as this will be her last Parks Board meeting, and she is retiring as well. Thank you all for acknowledging her earlier in the committee meeting. And this is also bittersweet. Happy to see Cindy fly off into the sunset, into a new chapter, and enjoy a new chapter of life. But we will sorely miss you and your contributions to the park system and to our team will linger for many years. And we just thank you for your service and dedication. With that, I don't have anything else unless you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Director Odom. We're moving now to announcements, requests for future agenda items, and open items. Are there any? All righty, seeing, yes.
So I'll be brief.
You're fine.
But really quick, I just wanted to highlight the fact that as part of my service on the Parks Board, I've also had the opportunity to serve on the Open Space and Parks and Greenways Committee, which has been fantastic, a great collection of individuals as well. And one of the things that we did before the year ended was we actually went and had a field trip. We had a site visit to one of our newer, I guess, greenways. Cindy kind of spearheaded and coordinated that. But I do think it would be a great idea for our board to start to talk about a field trip, and specifically to our greenways, if that's something that we could facilitate. I know we just acknowledged Cindy, and I know there's a lot to do in the next couple weeks. But maybe if we can find a nice warm day in January, we could find a way to do that. Today's nice. Today is nice, but I don't know what that will look like later in the month. But I just want to put that suggestion that whether or not it's able to happen before January concludes, I think it would be nice. But I do think it would be really important to be able to see some of the great work that Cindy and others have done, especially because we have so many opportunities with some of our newer greenways being added to the network.
Or Cindy will come back. I was gonna say this week is the warm week. I don't know. I think that's a great idea. The Parks Board does go annually to visit several of our parks, and so we can definitely do that for the Greenway. In honor of Cindy and to see some of the work firsthand to let you give us the tour of it, because I know many of us do participate and do things on your greenways, on our greenways, and so. Anything else for the good of the group? All righty, well, Happy New Year to you all. We are adjourned.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.